So we got a screen going and we got a voice going, and we'll just put this down on celluloid, as they used to say back in the day.
All right.
As we were saying, is anybody on the screen? Yes, no?
No, I'm not.
Don't know how to get there. That's right. We'll work those things out. So,
hey, Randy.
Ah.
It's Mark Johnson calling. Yeah, I was just on the Rabbit Hole site, and I watched your last video you put on, and I've never tried this tip before, so I decided I would try to tip you. And when I did, the site went down, and it can't get back on it, and it said, I get the message that I can't get back on Rabbit Hole. It's not. I'll try to go back and tell you what it says.
No. You missed a couple calls and a couple posts over on the Rabbit Hole. Is that we have been initiated, I guess you might say, and we hadn't even got our feet wet or even a toe wet, really. We were asked to leave that server because the content we were posting was derogatory with the theme of the people of the server farm, because it shedded light on Hillary Clinton being a criminal. So we were asked to leave.
Yeah, I heard all of that, but what I'm saying is that I got your last video you posted 8 minutes ago, it said, or whatever. And then when I tried to tip you, now it's off. I can't get back on.
Yeah, it's down. The 8-minute thing, you mean it was up moments ago? Is that what you're saying?
I was on it. I just listened to one of your videos, and then I realized what time it was, so I stopped the video. I tried to tip you, and the site went down.
Yeah, it's down. It's just,
okay,
I think you might have had it on cache in your computer, because it has been removed from that server, and it has not been uploaded to the new server as of yet. Plus, there's a tremendous amount of enhancements and things that platform was supposed to have anyway. There's history behind the programmer and I. We go back a long ways, but this one's just went real sideways for some unknown reason. And so we're in the game, so to speak, and we're facing the challenges that others will face, except we're getting a dose of it right off the top of the bat.
Okay, so if you're aware of that, that's fine. I just didn't know if you were aware of just what happened to me. So that's fine. Good.
Yeah,
okay.
Good deal. Yeah, we're all in good shape. We're all
okay. Good. I just
when I have access to the database and I bring up another clean site, it won't just be that login page that y'all have been accustomed to seeing. It'll be a whole new clean site that will take you to that page, or one similar. Might even change this, called the skin, the visual appearance of the landing page to register, and it'll be a totally different dynamic. It's unfortunate, you know, the energy that took place between myself and the programmer, but the dynamic was such that the stars were aligned in such a way, if you will, metaphorically speaking, that it was time to go.
Okay.
Well, I'm giving y'all some history so that you will also be able to eclectically pass this history on to others, because one of the problems we're having is that the humans are not passing on like the old days. Sit down and let me show you how to whittle and how to bait a hook. You know, just kind of roundabout way of saying it. We're not passing that on, that knowledge and wisdom from each other to each other direct, and that's by design as well. But it's also part of the process that we're going through, is evolving, if you will, from moving on up, if you will, in intelligence level and all that kind of crap. But I wanted to see, it doesn't appear on this. I have a little preview window, and I have y'all's, let's see when I first start seeing my mouse. It doesn't appear that y'all's phone numbers are visible on my preview window, which means that if anyone, in the future, I'm learning this platform, will be able, what they can see and what they cannot see. So it appears that that's invisible. Now, let's just, since it's just a few of us here, let's just get down to the brass tacks. And 716, that is, who is that? 71699.
Sandy. It's Sandy, Randy.
Sandy. Okay, Sandy. S-A-N-D-Y, Sandy.
Andy. I said it's Andy.
Okay. As you climb life's ladder and you start getting a lot of wisdom and knowledge in your head, it kind of causes your hearing to go out a little bit. If you would spell that name, is that Andy?
A-N-D-Y, Randy, yeah.
Got you. Okay. Bear with me, everybody. I fly most of the time on IFR if you're a pilot. Let's just talk in the way that this thing is designed to operate. In this forum that we have here, in the future I'll go through an orientation of what we're all about, but the bottom line is this. This is a tool by which, at this time of where we're at in society, let's make no mistake about it, people need additional revenue in their pocket, and they need the proper knowledge. This whole thing is about knowledge and numbers, knowledge and numbers, knowledge and numbers. I need the numbers, and those numbers are people that will focus their attention on the knowledge and the material that we want to put forth to them. First of all, they need to hear the Constitution. They need to understand the rule of law and the meaning for it within the Constitution. These are all real easy things to do. Watch a couple short videos, and then write a little paragraph or so about themselves and what they thought about what the little pre-entry app, if you will, application that they put in. I'm serious. And then we would all come in and we would read these things, and we'd tip, dislike, or what have you. We'll vet ourselves that way. That will give reason for people, because everyone that comes in is going to have a commitment. I am not designing this for self-gain. Everyone has to understand that. Because when someone starts talking about dividing up, this, that, and the other, you're going to throw in this, they think immediately, there is a hustle involved here somewhere. No, there's not. There is not a hustle here. This is a platform I'm giving you or anyone else to operate this platform to help people, as many as we can, get the message. And the message is to be able to read that, have the Constitution read to them, and those other items I said. And if they see that there's value in that, we need a bunch of people to listen to it. If they choose, that is great value to the community for others to be invited. Those are our first responders. The first responders, no matter how much the commitment that someone that they reach, whatever that commitment is, in any organization, be it military or otherwise, 50% of whatever you have as a budget or supplies or what have you should go to the frontline supporters, or you will have nothing. They're the ones on the front line taking a hit. And so 50% of that to the community, 50% of their commitment, in the case of $30 commitment, which I think is a good number, it represents the Trinity, and a three-piece Trinity. So let's just use that as a round number. 50% of that would go to the first responder. That's whoever goes out and said, hey, come listen to this guy talk. That's all they got to do. And that's me when we get into the role of these things. So I'm giving this so that you'll understand the dynamic here. And the dynamic is to get that information, that knowledge out to people in mass numbers. And to do that, we're going to all be a part of this. Nothing moves and nothing is of value unless you have skin in the game. Okay, you have to have skin in the game, or it's worthless by definition. Be it a penny or more. Unless you infuse your energy into something, or you vest in it, or you put your worth in it. And if you don't, it's basically by definition worthless and to you, and because you're not entangled. That's a spiritual axiom, So, with that said, using that dynamic, using a round figure of 30, a trinity, then half of that's going to go to the first responders. We would all love to have 2 first responders that would go out and get us 3 million people that we could throw in here real quick. And each one of those people would make a commitment of 30. If we had 1 million, we'd have $30 million we're going to be giving away to other members each month. That satisfies putting good food and water in the horses, and they run faster. That's my end of this. That's why I'm doing this. Not to make someone rich and have a big rally at the end of the year, what have you, and the big boys walk the stage. No, it's the ones that go do the work. They get the whole kit and caboodle. That would have been passed out in one of those other deals. No, this is straight up and everything's transparent. First thing you got to understand, there's nothing going to work around here, period, unless there's truth and honesty and everyone understands and believes and the other person has faith in them. Put their life on the line for them. That kind of thing. We are at war. I'm just telling you straight up. We are at war. We're all members of the People's Republic. Hold on. I think I just muted myself out there a second. Let me see here. I was trying to go into lecture mode. Don't know exactly. Oh, here it is, down here. I'm going to go in lecture mode. I will come back and turn that off, and we will chat here and again in a minute. But when I get on one of these rolls and kind of get in the river, I don't want to miss much from that, because that's where I draw all this energy. It's not me coming up with this stuff. If you had a screen, or those people in the future that have a screen are able to see this, I'm going to put it on Facebook. You're scrolling through. I'm scrolling through Zero Hedge, and it's all about it. It's all about the bug. All about the bug. The bug is in fact real. Let's make no mistake about that. If you had been evilly running the books, cooking the books, let's call it, cooking the books, taking money from the company store for 150 years, and you're fixed to get busted, and everything that you've got and everything that you've worked for and evilly, and all the theft that you've stolen, and everything that consists from you down, which is basically 80% of the world you've screwed, and everybody that you've got involved in this upper tier are fixing to go down, what would you do? You wouldn't give a shit. You'd pull the plug. If I'm going down, everybody's going down. Not saying that's what happened, but that's sure as hell a possibility. Sure as hell a possibility. And there are a lot of people pointing a finger that direction. With that said, I can't think of a more logical thing to do than to stack as much energy, you know what that means? That means cheese, money, dinero, as you possibly can, while doing so, helping people become more knowledgeable of what's going on so we can turn the tide on this damn thing. We can if we get the numbers. If we get the numbers, everybody's got little stuff in their pockets, some of them a whole bunch, some of them not as much, but everybody will be getting good news, because we will eventually have a forum that we can post on. Most likely will be Twitter, you know, and then we'll have a page like Zero Hedge that we can, people who have something of magnificent that we find in our daily posts and things that we've been trying to do on the platform that we have, which is very slow and very cumbersome and not very easy to navigate. And that's hard to roll off my lips, because I paid dearly to have that thing fixed. I mean, to have that thing created. And in my vision, I didn't see it turn out anything like this. But that's just the way the universe works. And I just took a picture earlier of something that Winston Churchill said. And it is this: success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Doesn't make any difference what happens. What matters is what you're going to do next. That will matter for you, not to you, for you. So I've got so accustomed to being hit directly between the eyes with a railroad tie, pick up and keep moving forward with this. This is the, I'll say it in layman's terms, this is the craziest thing I've ever done. But it is the most rewarding and internally satisfying to be honestly attempting to pull this off. Because if I can just get anyone to comprehend the deal, and then we start getting people that will be proclaiming their bounty of blessings, that others have found value in them enough to where they could increase their wealth to the tune of $100,000 a month or what have you. It's there, and it's waiting on us. Picture this. You lead with the fact in this climate, which should have been done long time ago, with your, if there is one you call a product, this is not a product, but with your requirements being, in order to join, your value that you're going to present to others for their involvement with you, and for the reason that they would be donating, expecting nothing in return. In return, they would be able to view this in a community setting. They would view the Constitution at this time, I think, is a very good thing people would feel warm and fuzzy about, because that's what we need to get back to. Understand what it's in there. Just listen to it, read to them. Some content about the rule of law. Some videos about how our banking system, the Federal Reserve, works, so you can see that we're being stolen from, have been for a long time, but nobody wanted to face them. Why? Because everybody wants to quit giving all this stuff away to everyone, but let's do it on Tuesday because I get mine on Monday. Let's shut it off Tuesday. That's the deal. You know, nobody wants to get bit by a shark. The best way to do it is stay out of the ocean. If you don't want to get audited by the IRS, just lose the paper for life. Can be done. So that's the battle that we fight. The battle that we fight is in between the ears of everyone that you walk by, and nowadays 6 foot away from them. So now it's been increased. Our variable has been increased by 6 foot. We have a complication relevant vector of 6 foot. You have to look at this thing with humor to kill you. And as I said, welcome to Pearl Harbor, or welcome to Patrick Fitzgerald's office, brokerage firm that had a lot of records up there in Twin Towers. Welcome to the bug. Same. It's real, so were those. But the agenda behind it is what everyone needs to get a feel for. It has to be an internal decision, and it has to be internalized, discerned, and accepted in the target, you. That it's not a matter of waking up to what's going on. It's a matter of accepting it and taking action to correct it, or shut up and sit down. Because you're just part of the problem. You know, silence has 2 sides of silence. I wrote a book called The 2 Sides of Silence back in 2007. And it's that I do draw my power, believe it or not, in the quiet time of meditation, prayer, whatever you want to call it. And insight comes. That's from the ambient, the divine, the river, Holy Spirit, whatever your term is. It's outside of yourself. It's the big firmament. And that's where I draw the power. In my silence. However, being aware of something like I've just shared with you, or being aware of anything that can help other people, and sitting silently by and doing nothing, is treason by proxy in my book. You're getting some information that can help people. Millions of people. And it's incumbent upon me to share that with you. And I'm hoping that I put enough a burden on a few that are here now that you'll catch fire with it. If you want to get rich, I'll show you how to do it. I just need you to work. I just need to, what's the work? What I got to do? Tell other people to come and just listen to me talk. And it won't be this kind of content or dialogue each time. I mean, this is our come to Jesus meeting, or a little fireside chat down by the river. It will be this kind of thing blended in with daily stuff. And the simple fact is you got to throw sugar on the carrot, or the horse won't bite it. As a rule, it'll bite it faster with the sugar. You got to tell them, you know, we're shooting for 1 million people and more. If everybody lobs something in the kitty, you're a part of us. What we do is we throw something in the kitty. Let's say we throw $30 in there. All of us. That's metaphoric. Or you have 30 in your little account that you subscribe to this show for $30 and turn right around at that $30 and put back in your account. 50% of it, we suggest, goes to first responders. I'll do all that for you. Tell everybody that goes to you. That's what I'm saying. And it'll go to them when they help us to build these numbers. So I would go through all that dialogue, and then I would say to the person, look, we get 1 million people. This is true. and there's something that we've been looking for the answer for, or used to have something on your heart, that you feel you need to share, and by God, it's something prophetic, and there's a million people that either view it live or on cellular or later on a recording, and they know our culture is when they gain value to reciprocate with small tokens of their appreciation, they might hit you with a penny, nickel, dime, quarter. And if a million people hit you with a dime, this isn't hype. This can happen. It's happening on Medium right now, except they're taking a little sliver out of it. And so, big sliver, the tune of about $30 million a month. That's what he's keeping. I'm not doing any of that. So, anyway, so someone hears you, you're brand new, you just got involved in this thing, someone told you to come listen, you got fired up and you said this, and the next thing you know, there's a million people hit you with 10 cents a piece, and it's not a taxable income, and it's mine, I can do with it what I want. 10 cents times a million. Let me sit and get out my big chief notebook pad here, my number 2 pencil. Whoa! Good God. And it's in my account right now. Oh my God. Y'all get the picture? You get a few of them like that singing, and you can stick a fork in this deal. It's headed parabolic, straight up, faster than C19. Let's start calling it C19. This COVID, hell, I don't know what to call the damn thing. Sounds like that beer that you stick them lemons in or whatever. COVID. I think that's called Corona or something. Corolla or something. Quit drinking back in 2011. So, I was quite good at it, by the way. Damn good at it. Woo! Planet Earth is happy that event took place in 2011. Stock went down on Miller Lite and Jack Daniels. But we're here now, and we have a job to do. And I'm all dressed up and ready to go to the party. Hope y'all are too. You're great patriots just to be here. And I stay in constant contact with Rex, and he's aware of this blip we're having here of the neo-Nazi, the communist pinko influences that have we've come in contact with, but it's better because we're moving over into with a fellow who's a great patriot and loves the country. So we will communicate through these nightly calls as well as Facebook. You can go to Facebook. If you do not, the site's down, but you just remember this. You go to the THE Ramblin' space Randy's plural space radio space show, the Ramblin' Randy show on YouTube, and there'll be a lot of Ramblin' Randys in there. One of them's a Christian singer, and a lot of times people get me confused with him, and that's a good thing. I pick up a little of his karma. Daddy'd be proud of that. But look for the one with the little cowboy hat, and you'll see it. When you do get there, then subscribe to that channel and hit the little bell, and that will give you notifications. In the future, if you have those notifications on, I could just come over here to YouTube, use their nickel, and it will contact everybody for me. And I don't even really have to spend the money to get a real complicated CMS platform, customer management service, but I probably will for email things. But anytime you can use their stuff pro bono, for God's sake, do. I will teach people how to do what I'm doing right here on this very platform, freeconferencecall.com, because as we grow, not everybody's going to come to this call, not that many people, and they'll be having these calls like this. Leaders will, and they'll have their pod in there, and then they can bridge into our main call, and I'll give instructions on how to do that. I used to have a show that I had about 64,000 folks that would come to the calls all the time, and they would bridge in, into the main call. Then we'll be able to share screen, and we'll be able to share speakers, and then we'll also be able to show our appreciation to the content by those on the show. And we'll have people coming up from, popping in just like yourselves and anyone else that can get through on the Q&A deal. They can get live action right there from the show. We will probably have people on wherever we're at, whether it be Twitter. This again, the rabbit hole. It will most likely the domain will be straight up rabbitholeherald.com rather than rhh.news. If we use rhh.news, it would be as a tab inside of our family of websites. I think that because y'all really don't have an idea where I'm taking all this, but it's going to be a community of many different things going on inside of it at the same time. So Global Reset Society is a good umbrella, is a very good umbrella. And Global Reset Society has value for other applications down the road. So it is absolutely bizarre what's going on out there today. Now, there's just a handful of y'all, and this would be something that I would like to have offered to many others, but just today, and as you get to know me, you'll find that there are things that come through my mind that are very timely and needed by the masses, and sometimes I find myself, or many times I find myself to where I can't pull the project off by myself because I got too many irons in the fire going on, but I have a project that just came to me today that is a slam dunk lay down, and I'm pretty well sure that we could probably help reduce the spread rate of this C19 by 40, 50, 60%. I'm going to desperately try to get a hold of Mike Lindell. I need some sewing machines. I need an army of sewing machines. I can't really let this out of the bag because there's an application for it right now that's in use for a different purpose. But I've used them before in Vietnam, in Cambodia, and it'll be a laydown. You'll see everybody across the world with one of these real soon. It solves a particular problem of why this is being spread. If anybody wants to get involved with me on a different level and participate in that, it's not going to take too much to do it. If someone did, you'll see why I say Mike Lindell. He just made a remark on the news, and that's the way of my life. If you've ever heard of Greg Braden, he had a course on the 7 Essene mirrors, and that's where, if you're just observant enough, you'll see along your own individual life journey, there will be what I call road signs that you'll look up and go, oh my God, I was just thinking about that. You know, they call it serendipity, what have you. Beyond serendipity, you'll get to where it is. Oh my God, there it is. Thank you, thank you. And I stop and I pause and I give gratitude for being a co-creator of that event. Every time that happens, and where attention goes, energy flows, that's the seed of manifestation. And by recognizing that I was a co-creator in the universe, the river just showed me you're on track. I pause and I give gratitude, because if you do that, then you're giving energy to the recognition that you're on the right path, and more good things on that path will start appearing. That's how it works, people. So when you see one, you get that warm and fuzzy feeling, oh my God, I just stop, give gratitude that you are a co-creator in that moment, and then more of those moments will start coming to you. I can put out damn near any street light going down the road. Used to could. Kids would just flip out. But it takes, you have to get kind of in the zone. But that happens, and I want to show people that I'm not just kidding you. I mean, this isn't a joke. So, all we need is people. All we need is people. And once we get the server up there, get this up there, then I'm going to unleash. I'm telling you, if you have influencers, like Rex, he has a book of them. He doesn't have all of them. That influencer, let me tell you, they are first responders. And the people that they touch are also going to be linked to the first responder that got a hold of the influencer, like you. If you get a hold of George Norrie, or you get a hold of whoever you listen to on the radio, or whoever you see on YouTube, get a hold of them. They're hard to get a hold of. But if you do, of course, as I said before, they are first responders, because they're going to get the word to people. And so they will be involved in the 50% that of the commitments, because we need that. We need a lot of that. We need people to push, even if it's for the shiny carrot or the cheese. That's okay. I just need the minds. And so if you were to get, let's just say, Joe Blow or Molly, amazing Molly, she's great. Spear, one of our people, Spear, had this amazing Molly, Magnificent Molly or something. If someone gets hold of Magnificent Molly, she's got about a couple 100,000 followers, then everyone that became committed supporter through Molly would get, the lion's share of the commitment, the 50% of the commitment, about 10 of it. But you would get 5 off of everyone that Molly signed up. If Molly did have 100,000 or so followers, that 100 of them become committed supporters, you're getting 100 times 1,000. If there's 1,000 of them, it's, $5 times 1,000 of those people. That's 5,000 a month. I don't want anybody to lose sight of our purpose because of your purse. That's my danger. When I was in the oil business, I had 3 offices, and one in Dallas and L.A. and, well, I had a bunch of offices, Oklahoma City and one in Houston. Anyway, I had a lot of brokers. These guys, they'd get on the phone. I call them telephone warriors, and they'd pick up the phone, smile and dial, and extract cash from people. We had a minimum of 50,000. So they'd over the phone. They would get investors and smile and dial. The principle behind all of this is that when you reach out, and they were my first line responders, by the way. They were on the front lines, and so they carried the majority of the value of the promotional monies. So that's exactly what we're doing here. But what happened to those guys is that when they'd come in, since it was a $50,000 minimum, then they would get like 10% of that. They get 3 or 4 of those in a week, and this back in the 80s, they're making $15,000 a week, and they were woodchucks or cowboys or what have you, and they drifted in there, and I taught them how to do that deal. Next thing you know, the first thing I see is a convertible sports car pull up in the parking lot, and a new pair of sunglasses. And next thing that happened is they'd miss work a day or two. And the next thing is they'd either be in rehab or they'd be gone. And that's usually what happens when you get too much money too fast. So we'll watch out for that. But the reason that we're doing this, the only reason the river is giving this to us is because of the purpose we're doing it for. Horses run faster when they're watered and fed right. And you need to manage yourself when prosperity does come, because it damn sure will come with this, because we have a vehicle that everyone's starving for. People can relate to the fact of, would you please come over and listen, make a commitment to join with us where knowledge and numbers is our objective. We have wisdom and knowledge that we want to teach people that see and hear the Constitution and our community we share together. Give it a shot to help save this country. Those monies, by you subscribing to this radio show, are going to be immediately given back to you, and you're going to be instructed on how you give them away. It's all about you. No one's taking anything from you. You're making a good commitment. You're signing up. You're making a good commitment to give away 30. And then we'll show you how to do it, who to. But you give it to the people that you watch every day now, and you're sitting there on your dead backside, and you're not supporting them. And if they're not a member, get them, because they could actually put a lot of jingle in your pocket, and then we can reach their base, and our collective mind hive grows larger. We get a large enough mind hive, we can ask that mind hive an analog question, and we can damn near know what's going to happen tomorrow. We can see beyond the headlights, people. That's what they're doing to us. This is no game. This is no game. Let me unmute, and we've gone about 30, and I think that's probably time for now. Y'all are unmuted. If anyone has a comment, a question, or would like to share some data with us, that'd be great. You're free to speak. If not,
That person is Polly, not Molly. It's Amazing Polly. Randy, it's Amazing Polly.
Amazing Polly.
Polly with a P, like a Polly parrot.
It is Amazing Polly. It's Amazing Polly. Yeah. Andy, are you the one that put that up there?
I can't remember offhand if I did or not, and the site's gone, Randy.
Well, listen to me.
I think I did.
Start sending Amazing Polly, and anybody that's got numbers, you know, you want to go for the low-hanging fruit. And here's the deal with these people, is that you are a donation platform for them. You're going to increase their revenue tremendously. And all they got to do is sign up. And then I'll go on their show, just like I did on Rex. I'll explain everything, and here they come running. But everyone, when Amazing Polly signs up with us, every one of those people that Amazing Polly's audience that does, in fact, are patriots and want to help this country, that join with us and make a commitment, every one of them, whoever gets Amazing Polly would get $5 a month for everyone that stays committed, because you will be the one helping to keep Amazing Polly informed on what's going on here. And so we'll have a congruent and a coherent pipeline of upper-level intel. That's my objective. I'll throw a few things out there, hopefully, that have some value, and be able to get some bread and butter and milk, what have you. Now, I'm on a mission here. Do you understand the dynamic that I just explained, everyone? Give me an amen.
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 Okay, I got 3 amens there. And then there's some over here that are muted out for some reason. They muted themselves. They're running incognito. That's okay. They'll speak at some point. Well, everyone, that's about all I've got. And thank you. I hope you understand the gravity of the situation. Even though our numbers are small, we grow from there. There isn't any idea or any concept that's ever started. It didn't start with just one person. Stop and think about it. That's the only way that it could be. That person continues to focus, takes action towards something, shares it with someone else. They latch their little star onto that wagon, and off you go. The next thing you know, you might have a way by which people across the planet, especially here in the U.S., could draw a revenue stream based on their true worth and what they are as a human and how much they care about helping others and not being greed-based. That's where we're headed. It's up to us to pull it off. Thank y'all so much for being here. This has been...
Randy.
Yes.
Randy,
yes.
Before you go, will you give me your email, please?
Okay. The email for me is ramblingrandysradio@gmail.com.
ramblingrandysradio@gmail.com.
ramblingrandysradio@gmail.com. And when you log on to this deal, right below the little thing where I say, you know, the little blurb I spit out there, it will say ramblingrandysradio@gmail.com. Those on here, shoot me a message or something, or we'll communicate. Does anybody here know anything or real in-depth knowledge of Twitter?
No.
Not me. Nope.
We need to find somebody, because we can get Twitter Deck, which is we can have a private platform over there for our gizmo, and as you're talking, we can have that screen go, and it makes. Jimmy Church does that. Jimmy Church with Fade to Black, huge audience, good friend of mine. He does that. He uses Twitter Deck as his live chat room, because it's so much easier. The host and everyone can see it at the same time while listening to the host. And what our objective is to be able to tip at the same time that you're listening to any of them. You know, this is powerful stuff, real powerful. So every one of those influencers everybody just start sending them a text or in their comment line. You know, when I give you the word, you can start doing it now, because we're not that far away. But so that you can get in the flow of, they'll see that they always see you, because they're hard to get a hold of. They get so many comments and so many questions. Find out how to email to them and start bombarding them, constantly and bombarding them. We are a group that wants to support your content. We are patriots, and we believe in the rule of law and the Constitution. We want to support you. And we have a donation platform. If they get a hold of you, your world has just changed. Really? Really? And, you know, I went, since I'll be a worker like everybody else, even though I built the platform, I go out and look for the highest ones with the highest number of listeners, and so that when I'm ready, I unleash on those, and then we have, you know, 100,000 people within a week. And then when you say something, they've got to get rid of their commitment each month, and if they give away 50, they got $15 broken down into pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters that they've got to get rid of by the end of the month, because they got another 30 coming in, and they'll do it again next month. If they say anything in there that makes any sense at all, you're going to get hit with tips. And if you're one of the first people's names that people start getting familiar with, they're going to remember old Andy or old Mark or old Randall, whoever, and then you'll become known, and you'll start a following. And then I'll start teaching people what's called a legacy donation. Where every month you flip them a penny nickel. Well, you probably flip them 50 cents or $1, you know, on your legacy people, because you got $15, and if you had 5 people that you legacied at $1 a month, you wouldn't believe how much that would help those people. Because if you get 1,000 people or 10,000 people doing a legacy of $1, that gets more lens, more gasoline, more stuff that they do and they bring us more valuable content, and then we can have that very person, we can isolate them on a private call to where they know when they come there. We'll be able to get the best of the best to come talk to. Rex will steer them to us, because Rex will be the one that got them. You see, so there's no competition. Everybody's in the value line. It's a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing. Hope y'all catching the vision. I need to go mellow out. You know, people look at these times that we're having here right now as a challenge, you know, of terrible. I hate to say it. It might sound a little weird, but I look at them as straight up opportunity, for goodness sake. You know, if we can come out on the other side of this thing pumping air, you talk about a heyday. You just grab a shovel, start throwing it in your truck, because it's going to be an opportunity to abound. Now, don't let me forget, I told y'all about that. I've got a product that I'm fixing to. I'm going on it as soon as this call's over with. I'm going into deep research, and I'm going to build something for. It didn't even cost me $5,000. You know, it maybe more, doubt it. But I will do that, sell those real local, because it's going to explode. And then I'll roll that into more and more and more. If anybody wants in on that, holler at me on that email deal there, and I'll let you hop on board. You can take an area. I'm telling you, when you see what I'm doing, let me tell you how I operate. I have unique thoughts, like I created a litter box cleaner that you don't have to bend over. You can clean your litter box without having to bend over, and you never touch anything. And all it was I used a butterfly net as a scooper, called the net, and then I took one of these dog pooper scoopers and had the people of China, believe it or not, I had them drill holes or make holes in the bottom of the pooper scooper that you see people walk around. You squeeze a handle, and you put it down there, and you let the handle go, and the little jaws like a gravel picking up thing, you know, like a crane game deal. You know, jaws open. It goes there and picks that poop up. Well, I said, give me one of them things. So I drilled holes in it myself at home. We have 5 cats, and I hate cats, and you got to get down on your knee, and the kids won't do it. I had to do it. Oh my God! And then you spill half of it trying to get it to the trash can, all that stuff. Well, oil field came out in me. I said, I got to come up with something. So that was what happened when I started thinking about that. And the damn thing, I had them all imported, I think 5,000 or 6,000 of them, and it was going to start selling them. And they were down there in Houston, coming from China, and that flood hit. If y'all remember here about a year ago, big flood, and the damn things were 15 miles from the port, up there near Houston Intercontinental Airport. The storage facility went underwater, and there was a solid waste material plant next to it that flooded that place, and they condemned everything in it, including my stuff. Damn. That's crazy. But anyway, that's the way I think. And this thing that's coming out here now, I'm telling you, it will be parabolic. It will reduce the spread of this virus, I think, by 40 to 50% on it standing on its head. Simple, 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 and it's out there right now, and they're using it for something else. If anybody's interested, holler at me. I'm going to be all over it. If not, then we'll meet back here. Look at this. Global pandemic preparedness. There's what I call a mirror. I was just talking to y'all about something. Preparedness. Which country is the most and least ready for C-19? And if you happen to get a hold of me about that, you'll see why I said I need to get a hold of Mike Lindell. Because Mike Lindell was an unseen mirror, you know, a guiding thing that I'm on the right track, because tonight he said he's going to start sewing in masks. He's got a bunch of factories around. He's going to lay one of them off in the pillowcases or whatever he's doing, and he's going to start sewing masks. He said, I'm starting to hire a whole bunch more sewers. When I heard that, I need sewing on this gizmo that I'm coming, this thing. It's just a thing that needs sewed up. Very little work needs to be done on it. It's ready to go. And it will be probably priced out at about $5, $6. Just save your life. Unreal. Unreal. God bless y'all and the horse you rode in on. And remember this, once a person who has been honestly mistaken all of their life learns the truth, they either cease to be mistaken or they cease to be honest. What say you? This is Ramblin' Randy from the deep piney woods of East Texas, wishing you and yours well. Go out tomorrow, smile at a stranger to make you feel good. And I will see y'all soon. Tomorrow night, bring somebody. For God's sake, bring somebody. We're trying to save this world. Ramblin' Randy, we have.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. See you, bud.